Welcome to our video. We're going to convert between milliliters and liters. We're going to try three examples and really get this down. So the first thing is that 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. And milli in milliliter is a prefix which means 1/1000th, right? I probably would write it like this, 1/1000th. Maybe the TH after, or just say it. So anyway, this means that a liter is huge in comparison to a milliliter. If this was 1 liter, and we had, I don't know, some kind of orange liquid inside, and inside that bucket we would fit the milliliters, right? All these little, maybe it's 1,000 dots, right? Spread throughout. That would be the size of a milliliter. And usually we write milliliter as ml, milliliter, or 1 ml. So it's tiny. And just remember that if you have a liter, if you're here, your goal is to find equivalence, equals. So for every 1 liter, you should have a lot of milliliters. And that'll help guide you throughout these problems. So here, this person, Giselle, had 2 liters of water. So how many milliliters is that? Well, every 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. So 2 liters equals 2,000, right? Milliliters. She drank 750 milliliters. How many milliliters of water does Giselle have left? Well, she had 2,000 milliliters, and then she drank 750 of those milliliters. What's left over? Well, 2,000 minus 750 is what? That's 1,250. That's how many milliliters are left for Giselle. So here we converted and then just subtracted. So here we have Roberto with a container of 4,200 milliliters of water. How many liters is this? How many liters of water? Well, every 1,000 milliliters makes 1 liter. So we have 4,200 milliliters. So another 1,000 milliliters will make another liter. And now we have 2,200 milliliters left. Right? Another liter is made from another 1,000 milliliters, and then another liter. 1 liter is made from another 1,000 milliliters, and then what's left over? Well, a little bit, right? 200 milliliters. What's that going to make? Well, if 1,000 makes a full liter, then 500 would make 1/2 of a liter, right? If we had 1,000, let's just color these in. I mean, say these are filling up these liters, right? 1,000 milliliters fills up 1 liter. Well, this is, let's say, the full line. It's filled. Here's 1/2, right, of a liter. 1/2 of a liter. And that's going to be what? That's going to be 500 milliliters. Well, the 200 is a little bit less than 1/4, because 1/4 is right here of a liter. That would be 250 milliliters. So if we think of this in terms of tenths, right? This is 0.5, this is 0.25, this is going to be 0.2. So 200 milliliters equals 0.2 of a liter. And a simple way of thinking about it is just to take, you have 200 milliliters divided by, right, 1,000 milliliters, and that would be equal to, well, these cancel out, 2 over 10, which is 0.2. So this is 0.2 of a liter. And I'm doing something wrong with my units here. Sorry about that. I guess it's liters times this, right? How many liters would it be? Well, it would be 0.2 liters. Anyway, this is, you can see the 4,200, and usually what I do to find out how many liters this is, I divide it by 1,000. Right? So 4,200 milliliters divided by 1,000, right? Because really you're finding out how many thousands this is, because every 1,000 is a milliliter, and that would give you your answer, which is 4.2 liters. So really all you have to do is divide by 1,000, because If we're trying to find liters from milliliters, every 1,000 that goes into it is a full liter. So the 1,000 goes into this number 4.2 times, so that's 4.2 liters. And our answer is C. And then for our last problem, a little bit wordier here. Otto is measuring water for an experiment. He fills two different containers, a 2-liter container and a half-liter container. So we have 2 liter, it's filled up, so it's 2,000 milliliters, and then a half-liter container, so half-liter. And what's that? Well, that's oops, no, write the liter below it. 1/2 of a liter, and what's that going to be? Well, that's going to be 500 milliliters. It's, half of a liter. He uses each container only once. How many milliliters of water does Otto measure for his experiment? Okay, well, I guess they're saying I wish they would just say that he fills them up, right? And then how much water is that? The wording here is a little confusing, but basically they're saying, well, if you fill these up, right, how many milliliters of water would you have? Well, you have 2,000 in this container and 500 in this container, so altogether you have 2,500 milliliters of water. Okay, I hope that helped.